I saw Shane Lee flash a few times against Stanford and show his playmaking ability. Eric Gentry led the team with 10 tackles, so a couple of those transfer portal guys have shown up. Any particular analysis on just the defense and more from an individual standpoint? Of course, you were tracking the emergence, hopefully, of Corey Foreman throughout the offseason. We had that conversation a number of times. He had 3 tackles against Stanford as well.
Yeah, not a whole lot from Corey Foreman. And really, the thing that really concerns me about this USC defense was when Stanford did a simple end around to the tight end. Pretty basic misdirection concept. Like, it's not as though you had 3 or 4 different variations on that play. Like, it was just, no, we're just going to fake a handoff left, going to give it right to the tight end circling around. And everyone on USC's defense was out of position. And the tight end, not a speedy flanker, but a tight end rumbles for like 55 yards. Like, I know that you have issues in terms of a lack of depth, and I know that you don't have the ultimate high end talent, but like that is a coaching problem when just a basic misdirection play just gets everybody out of whack. And you saw linebackers and safeties taking the wrong lanes to the ball all night long, run and pass plays. So, there's a lot of coaching that needs to be done. And credit to this defense for making big plays inside its own 5. But again, like, you can't rely on that. You need to be making big plays in the middle of the field. You need to be making big plays on that 3rd and 7 at the 40-yard line. And we're not seeing that. So, like, this is a resilient defense. Really, what happened in the Stanford game mirrored the Rice game in terms of, really rocky start, got organized at halftime, played better, more physical football in the second half. But in both of those second halves, USC had a massive lead. So, like, there wasn't any real game pressure, right? And so it's hard to assign too much value to a situation in which there's no game pressure and that the opponent has to throw. It just puts it in a different perspective. And so, again, if Fresno State and Jake Haener, if they don't make mistakes, they finish drives, they make great plays on 3rd and medium. What does this defense have for an answer? So that is just the overwhelming concern. I think the best part of USC's defense, Mark, it's the secondary, and it's Mekhi Blackman in particular, but really the whole secondary. You have not seen them getting beaten over the top. Now, against Rice, you can kind of throw that away because Rice does not have anything resembling an elite quarterback. With Stanford, Tanner McKee, like, that was a real threat. And when we talked in the offseason about this Stanford game here at the Voice of College Football, the Stanford experts who talked to us said, David Shaw thinks he can get at that USC secondary, at least expect him to probe down the field, see what can happen. Didn't really materialize. Now, there were some pass interference penalties in the second half, but not on especially deep throws. Like, they were on like 25, 30-yard throws. It was not a case of the USC defender getting beaten cleanly and, desperately grabbing a jersey from behind. It was more of hand fighting and, more specifically, getting the hands to the face. If the hands, if a hand check is at the chest or the waist, the official is much less likely to make that call. Sierra Wright got flagged basically for putting his hand to the, if not the helmet, just right under the helmet. He needs to keep the hands down if he's going to use the hands at all. So that's a pretty correctable error. The secondary really has not been roasted and toasted on long pass plays. Now, in terms of reading those intermediate routes, those crossers, yes, the secondary has been out of position at times, but it hasn't yet given up the home run ball. So I expect Fresno State, frankly, to land a few shots because I'm wondering how long this can continue. But if you're looking at something really good that this USC defense has done, and which doesn't entirely feel like smoke and mirrors, it's not getting beaten by a deep ball. That's a very encouraging sign early on. Jake Haener and then Chance Nolan, we'll see how they do against those two quarterbacks in the next couple of weeks.